Alright, welcome back. As I said in Crash 3, we are actually going to be taking off two spin-off games, which one of them is the last game made by Naughty Dog officially, and the other is just the last PS1 game, and I don't feel like I should let it go. So, in this video, we're looking at both of them. So, let's not waste any more time and jump right into Crash CTR. Can you see it? Can you see it? Okay. I don't have a case for it. I have this little thing right here. Let's jump right into CTR. That's why you're here, right? Okay.
The plot this time around is that an alien named Nitrous Oxide who wants to prove that he's the fastest racer in the galaxy by challenging the fastest racer on Earth. If he wins, Oxide will turn the planet into a concrete parking lot. Okay? But if the fastest racer wins, then he'll just leave. Which the fastest racer, depending on who you choose, just does that and goodbye to Oxide. Pretty boring story, all things considered, but it is a racing game. It's all about the gameplay. From the title screen, you got a number of options. You got the adventure mode, which we will cover later. You got the time trial mode, which is beat the stage as fast as you can. There's also arcade mode, where you and a second player can race through 4 tracks and win first place through a point system, similar to Mario Kart. There's also Versus, where you and up to 4 friends can simply choose a track and race it. And Battle Mode, same deal, but you just kill each other. And you can customize how you want to play, like items, rules, etc. Okay, let's talk about the real meat of the game, which is the Adventure Mode, where you select your character and go through world to world collecting all 16 trophies to race Oxide. Every time you collect 4 trophies, you'll face a boss with all returning characters: Ripperoo, Pafu Pafu, Komodo Joe, where's Mo, and Pinstripe. I usually talk about the bosses at the end of a video, but I might as well do it now because they're all pretty much the same. They're a little faster than you, and they spam items. Ripperoo spams TNTs. Pafu Pafu spams potions. Joe launches TNTs in the air, and Pinstripe uses bombs. And Oxide uses all of the above. But here's the tip. They will be tough for the first 2 laps, but on the 3rd lap, and you're in first, you're gonna win, because the bosses either hit all the traps you set behind you, or they just stop trying. I mean, look at Oxide, who is the hardest boss, but look at the map on lap 3. I'm kicking his ass dramatically. Anyway, once you beat the bosses and collect all 4 keys to face off with Oxide, but in Crash tradition, to get the complete ending, Oxide says that you need to collect the time relics and then a rematch. Yep, relics are back, and they are much better than in Crash 3, because it's a racing game. It makes more sense, and it's a lot more fun. The new thing about this one, though, is if you hit every yellow box in the track, it will subtract 10 seconds off of your time, which makes getting platinum relics a lot easier. Relics are what you need in theory to beat the game. However, there are the CTR tokens, which can be collected by collecting the letters C, T, and R on each track. Come in first place as well. These are just alright. You do this for all the color tokens except for the purple ones, which you gotta collect all 20 crystals in a battle arena. I'm off and on about this challenge, but you need the tokens to get the colored gems, which are just arcade cups with minor changes in terms of the track lineup. And the purple gem is kind of like a boss rush, where you face the bosses in their respective tracks, and once you get all the gems, you unlock one track with one single relic. Let's go back to my theory really quickly. You only need the relics to do a rematch with Oxide, but you need to collect the other stuff to get one relic. And that's not the only problem I have with the adventure mode. My biggest problem is replaying tracks for filler's sake. Let's do the math. You play each track to get a trophy, token, and relic, and you have to play them again during the color gem races. That's 4 times. And for the boss tracks, you do all that plus the actual boss fights and the purple gem cup. You play each stage 4 times, and you play each boss stage 6 times. But in the end, why are you playing the adventure mode? Well, it's to unlock characters, of course, which you can do by collecting everything in each world, and you get the boss characters. And by beating the game 100%, you get a Naughty Dog scrapbook. It's a nice reward, and Fake Crash. I think. I'm not sure how you unlock Fake Crash, I just do when I beat the game. And you get N Trophy by beating his time trials. And in the end, you can really just use cheat codes to get everything. I will put them in the description below. But when it comes to the game itself, the controls are tight and the drifting is great. Mario Kart, take notes. And the tracks are great. I love them. And I like to play a game with myself by naming what themes each track belong to in the previous games. And the music is just as good as Crash 2 and 3. Crash Team Racing is a great game. I think it's much better than Mario Kart 64, and actually all of the Mario Karts with DS and 8 being on the same level in my opinion. And to be honest, this game needs an HD remake or a remastered version with online multiplayer. It would sell a good couple million copies. Maybe more, who knows? Make it happen, Sony. Multiplayer has some problems, but come on, you're playing a racing game for the multiplayer. And with the fact that you can use cheat codes to get everything for you and your friends, I think all of the single player stuff is optional. So with that said, I give Crash Team Racing a 10 out of 10, a perfect game in my opinion.
Alright, now that the whole Naughty Dog stuff unfortunately is done, I pray that someday Naughty Dog will go back to it, but that's just a dream that may never come true. But let's not waste any more time. We got one more game to look at, and that is Crash Bash. Yeah, Crash Bash. Let's jump right in.
The first of many games not made by Naughty Dog. Let's see how it is. Actually, this game is the game that got me into YouTube. Some call me Johnny, maybe the guy that got me to be a reviewer. But Tiger King 10 and Shadow Wolf 000's Crash Bash videos got me to be a YouTuber. I don't watch them anymore, but I still gotta thank them for getting me to make. Like CTR, this plot is very simple. Aku Aku and Uka Uka are fighting and holds a contest to see which is better, good or evil. But the good side is short on players, so Aku Aku takes 2 characters that you would ever play as the evil side, and depending on what side you choose, the ending will be different. If good wins, Aku Aku takes the crystals and banishes Uka Uka. And on the evil side, Uka Uka uses the crystals to become stronger and dooms everything. Meh. This is a party game, so like Sega Superstars, I'm going to be talking about all the games, give my opinion on each one, and with the exception of Medieval Mayhem, all of the games are the same with different variations. Crash Ball. It's a 4-way Pong, which is great. I love this game. Well, when I say I love this game, I only like the first stage. The rest, Skyball's alright. Beach Ball is boring. And N-Ballsum can go suck a ballsum. Polar Push. This game is great. You push people out of the ring on polar bears. It's a lot of fun than I just made it sound. My favorite being Manic Panic, the one with the bombs. And there aren't really any bad ones. This one's slow and painful. You paint the floor, then break boxes to get points. I like the second one, Pogo a Go-Go, because you just need to make squares to get points. Pogo Padlock sucks, both great music. These were my original thoughts, but playing them again in my 200% stream, I've grown to like them, especially Pogo a Loco. Yeah, I know, Stockholm Syndrome, I know. Crate Crush, my favorite game in the whole game. You just kill everyone in extreme dodgeball. And Space Bash is my favorite one, but like Polar Push, there aren't really any bad ones. Tank Wars. I like this game. You shoot everyone in a Bomberman style map. It's fun. Swamp Fox can go fuck itself though. Dot Dash. It's not too bad once you get used to the slippery controls. It reminds me of Poo Party. another day. But I'd say the most fun one that you're gonna have is Splash Dash, where the stiffer controls makes it more playable. And better. Medieval Mayhem, they are all different games. My favorite being Dragon Drop. It's a lot of fun, actually. The rest are just okay. Characters in this game are actually quite different in the games, unlike Mario Party. But, for example, Crate Crush, Tiny and Koala Kong can throw boxes far, and Crash and Coco can spin while moving. In the Polar Push games, Dingle Dial and Rillaroo can charge multiple times, but are weak charges, and Cortex and Embryo sucks. And with that said, Tiny and Kong are overpowered in a lot of games, and Cortex and Embryo sucks in a lot of games. In my opinion, of course, I've seen people beaten the game as Brio, and I'm thinking, how? Though I am doing a 200% stream with Crash, so I guess I'm not one to talk. To take a look at the adventure mode for a second, first off, this is the only way to unlock other games. No cheat codes here. And besides, playing minigames to get trophies, but you also need to collect a certain amount of gems, crystals, and the returning relics. You get the gems usually by beating the game under a certain amount of time. Crystals puts handicaps on you, and relics you have to win 2 times in a row on the harder difficulty. And let me say, this game is fucking hard. I haven't completed this game 100... Oh, wait. Let's try that again. I haven't completed this game 200% yet. But I'll get to that topic in a moment. Adventure mode also has bosses, and you can prove me wrong if you want, but I think Crash Bash has the hardest boss fights in the whole series. Puffu Puffu is really easy, but the Baronator always gives me shit. The Komodo Brothers are my favorite fight, but only if you're playing in co-op. And fuck Oxide. You have to travel through this space thing, dodging shit, which is no problem, but once you get to Oxide's home planet, you have to play Crash Ball, where it's near impossible to score on him. He shoots missiles, and an instant kill Red Ball. I swear the more times you lose, he gets easier. I mean, thank God. At one point in my life, I thought Crash Bash was better than Mario Party. And in terms of mini-games, I still stand on that, but in terms of the game modes, like compare Adventure Mode with Party Mode, it's definitely worse. And what doesn't make things any better is that there are no cheat codes. You need to legitimately get stuff, and that's a lot of work. And this is just a nitpick, but there are no unlockable characters. But in the Japanese version, you can play as fake Crash, but from what I've seen in some videos, he's just like Crash. But still, all I'm going to say is grab a friend and you'll lose your minds in the adventure mode, or grab 3 friends and battle it out. It's a good time. Just like CTR, multiplayer shines here. Don't let my horrible experience with the Twitch stream drive you away from this game. I'd still give Crash Bash a 7 out of 10, a good game.
And that was the Crash Bandicoot spin-off games, I guess, of the marathon. Now, these games really need a remake or remaster because the multiplayer is the thing that's going to make you come back to these games. But you see, the thing is, what's the word I'm looking for? It needs online play because the PlayStation, it's kind of hard nowadays to get a PlayStation 1 out, bring some friends over. I mean, not really. But for those friends like my friend Dominic who lives in New Jersey, he loves Crash Team Racing, but we have to wait until the summertime before we even get to play, and that's luck-based by itself because of personal reasons. But Crash Bash and CTR do get sequels with the form of Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Boom Bang. Yeah, yes they did. But we're not going to be talking about those because this marathon is coming to a close very soon. We got 2 more games to look at. And up next is Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex. The Wrath of Cortex. Now, I've heard stories about this game, but it's actually been a very long time since I last played it, so this is going to be either a pleasant surprise or predictably horrible. There's low expectations because everyone else has low expectations, but just like Sega Superstars, I will not believe it until I see it for myself. I am Noah the NNBandicoot, and have a good day.